people think that, you know, fame equals riches and it equals happiness. And it's the furthest thing from the truth. Like, I don't think that there is anything more miserable than being famous or infamous and being broke or having nowhere to go or having no support system. Like, I equate it to, I love shopping. Have a very bad shoe addiction, and handbags. But I equate it to having a shopping mall in your house with the doors locked and no one there to see, you know, the pretty clothes, the pretty shoes. Like, I'm just gonna look at myself in the mirror. Like, it's not enough, you know what I mean? It's like a prison in itself, and it's all within your head. And I began to truly understand the prison that fame and notoriety and celebrity was when I started working for BET. Just being recognized everywhere I went. I couldn't buy tampons without being mobbed by like 100 people. If I was having a terrible day, like, you know, my mom, finding out my mom was sick, and I just get off an airplane and I'm being told I can't speak to my mom because she's in intensive care, and I just landed in Vegas and she's in Canada, and none of my international documentation will allow me to get on a plane. I've got to go back to New York to get it, then get on another flight, and I go down to baggage claim to get my luggage, and people expect you to be the person that you are in their heads 24/7. And you never want to seem like an asshole. You never want to seem, you don't want people to be like, oh, what a bitch. You know, some people don't care. They don't care. I care, you know, and it sucks a little bit. While I was with BET, you know, it was rough. I was, you know, I had a lot more pressure on me to perform. It's televised internationally, and I'm a perfectionist, so I put a lot of the pressure on myself. It wasn't the most optimal environment to work at either, and I was in the middle of an extremely volatile, tumultuous relationship at a point in which I should have been the happiest, because I'm getting recognized by everybody and I'm making hand over fist money. I was at my most miserable and losing weight by the day, and people are looking at me like, what's going on with you? And I couldn't tell anybody. You know, my close circle of friends, they knew what was going on and they were afraid for me. They just didn't know what was going to happen because I was so erratic and unhappy. It's the moment of which a lot of these girls, that would be their pinnacle. I'm on TV now. I'm on air talent, on BET. Everyone knows me. And I wanted to crawl under a rock and die half the time. It was hard. The only way that I was able to get through that was I have an incredible support system. Without them, I would have been lost. You know, it's not enough to be strong mentally and emotionally, because there's going to be chinks in your armor. Somehow, some way, nobody is that composed and self-contained. Nobody. And without my friends being there at moments where I didn't even know I needed somebody to, you know, and I'm not saying this literally, this is a figurative statement, but basically take the pills out of my hands. Like, I suffered through depression to a serious degree at some point, at certain points in my career, and my friends were the only things that got me through. My friends and my family. They let me know in no uncertain terms that I'm valuable to them as a loved one and not because of who I'm perceived to be. I tell everybody who gets in this game, make sure you've got people who don't care if you live in a cardboard box or you live in the Aaron Spelling mansion. Make sure, because this business will just swallow you whole. It will.
And so he was in there teaching me like how to throw the money, how to like slap the money on the strippers. He was in there teaching me that. I mean, I had a good time. I got a nice little lesson in Atlanta strip club, the culture, and let's just say I've been doing a pretty good job ever since then.
I just have noticed about women in the industry, we're so nasty to each other. It's crazy. We are so catty because we're in a male-dominated industry and we think that we're the enemy, and that's stupid.
Power of technology makes it elevate to that higher level. Like, it's controlling who you're speaking to for real. Now I know exactly who bought my album and why they're listening, where they get their sources of information from, which city they live in, where I'm gonna do a show.
But when you're around other people that are hungry, that shit lights a fucking fire under your ass. Like, and if you don't show up for a day or 2 days, believe there'll be somebody that'll be like, yo, where you been, bud? You slacking? You sleeping?